Hello my dear friends. Today I'm finally sitting down to talk to you about my hand-poked tattoo, the lotus flower that I got when I was in San Marcos La Laguna in Guatemala. So maybe you've seen a video of me talking to you while I was in San Marcos, talking about the fact that I wanted to get this tattoo of the lotus flower. Well, I found the perfect person to do this for me. So she's a tattoo artist, she does everything hand poked. So the girl's name is Julia and her artist name is Elfa Mystica Inc. And so we worked together on designing this lotus. I finally chose one. We kind of went back and forth. She has like a digital drawing board that she can draw on and then send it directly to her clients. So I finally chose the lotus that I wanted. I really wanted it to have 8 petals for the 8 levels of consciousness, the 8 chakras, which I know sounds super like new age wannabe, but if you read about it, it is something very powerful. And you know, it is a very ancient Ayurvedic concept, so it's not like this new, you know, trendy thing. So yeah, back to the lotus. So first of all, let me just talk to you about the experience. Now, this girl had her own apartment in San Marcos, and when you were on her balcony, which is where she actually tattoos you, you can see the Lake Atitlan and just like this splendid view of the jungle all around you. You can hear the birds. She puts some calming kind of meditative music just to help soothe you and make you feel comfortable and at ease. And she really makes sure that you're feeling good, that you're feeling comfortable, you know? Now, for the hand poke, it did not hurt a lot. I actually hardly reacted, honestly. I don't know what I was expecting, but I had a feeling that it would not be very painful, and it really wasn't. Now, if you didn't know, hand-poked tattoos are basically machine-free, so you don't have a machine like the tattoo gun that usually you see in tattoo parlors. She has literally just like a needle that she attaches on a stick. For mine, I think it took about an hour, and you know, I asked her to make it pretty thin, like one thin line for the whole lotus, but with some kind of dimension, you know, like sometimes it's going thicker like this, and just to make it, you know, have more dimension and depth. But I didn't want anything too complicated, you know. I wasn't looking for a huge ornamentation, you know, around the lotus or something. I just wanted a very simple lotus, almost like a geometric feel to it, very simplistic and minimalistic. And that's pretty much what I got, honestly. I think she did an amazing job, honestly. Like, she's very talented. She's a true artist. She did such a good job. And I'm very happy with my lotus. Now, another aspect of this experience that I really loved is the way that she makes it like ceremonial. So she starts with some sage. She burns the sage. She kind of cleanses the air around you and makes sure, you know, it's a new energy that's surrounding you while you're getting this tattoo that's surely, you know, very symbolic and important for you. And she really understands that, which I absolutely appreciate. She's kind of sitting on a little bench in front of you, so she like touches your knees, looks you in the eyes, just says, I hope that through this tattoo you will set an intention to what you wanted to bring into your life, and that from this moment on, once you receive this tattoo, it will become a part of you. So she asks you to pretty much set your intention so that while it's happening, it's like you're aware, you know, you're aware that it's becoming you. For me, the symbol of the lotus is something that is so powerful. And I have to say, it's not just in my head, or maybe it is, maybe it's the power of your mind. Since having this lotus on right above my foot, on my ankle, I feel the difference. I feel like I want to live my life fully. I have much less fear of judgment. I used to be so fearful of judgment, not only of others, but of my own judgment. And you know, it's just, for me, the lotus is a symbol of taking your weaknesses and your darker moments and creating something so beautiful and powerful and deep out of that. And you know, the lotus is very known for growing in muddy waters. I saw this quote that said, "No mud, no lotus." Now think of how beautiful the lotus is. From what I've read and what I've heard from other people, just looking at a lotus flower, it kind of brings out this serenity and peacefulness. You just feel something inside of you, kind of waking up, like you're becoming more true to yourself. And I've lived my whole life being so afraid of being true to myself because of what people will think. And I'm so done with that. You know, life is so short. The duality of life, I mean, life is long in a way. You have so much time to do so many things, but at the same time, it's too short for you to care what others think. You know, as long as you're not hurting others, you know what I mean? But I think that if you can focus on loving yourself and focus on walking your spiritual path with no fear, I think this is the key to happiness and the key to fulfilling your dreams. That doesn't mean you have to sacrifice whatever you have right now in your life going on. If your life is not exactly how you imagined it right now, you can still take it as it is. You know what you have to do. And for some people, it's leaving everything behind and starting something completely new. But for some others, it's just to keep living their life as it is and adapt themselves and their minds to live a life that is more embedded in truth and love and self-love. I think this is one of the most important topics in the world, because self-love, I think, is both the solution and also the lack of self-love is the core of all problems. I truly do think that war and hatred and crime, those are all coming from a place of lack of self-love. This might sound like some stupid hippie shit for some of you, but just think about it before you know, impulsively start judging what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying I have all the answers either, but I am saying that this has brought me a lot of clarity in life, and having this lotus on my inner ankle makes me feel grounded and more focused on what I need to do in life and what I should be doing. I'm 26 years old and I've never been able to push myself in music because I'm so afraid of what people will think of my songs and my originals. But I don't have time for that. I just don't. Playing music and singing makes me feel like I can fly. I've heard someone say this and I think it's exactly the same for me. I feel like it's one of my superpowers and like I'm doing magic, honestly. When I play music, when I play my compositions, I honestly feel magical. I feel like I have wings and I'm flying to another world. And sometimes I even imagine that maybe, just maybe, my music will make you fly too. Now after the tattooing, Julia looks into your eyes again and she says something like this: "Thank you for having trust in me." And while she says that, she burns some Palo Santo. If you don't know, this is wood from a tree from South America, and it's something very sacred. Like when they burn it, it's because there's some kind of spiritual ritual or prayer that's going on, and it's just to connect better with your own soul, you know? At least that's how it is for me. Go in the description box, I will add all of her information. She's on Facebook and Instagram. She posts photos of the work she does, and she travels around. I don't know if she's still in San Marcos in Guatemala right now, but you can check that, and if she so happens to be in the same city as you, I mean, go for it for sure, because you will have such a spiritual experience with her. I'm so happy I got this. Here is some additional footage. Thank you, Julia, again, and thank you, my friends, for watching. See you next time. Mwah.
My name is Julia, or Alpha Mystica. This is my alter ego on the tattoo in the tattoo world. I do hand poke tattoos. which is a traditional way of doing it, the ancient way, which means I take a tattoo needle and I poke the skin dot by dot, which is a little different than the kind that you do with a machine. First of all, the skin is not so damaged and traumatized, but like you do it with a machine. It's very gentle on the skin and on your body. It's a process that also for healing it takes a lot less time. And it's just a more natural way of getting tattooed. I'm guessing right now it's gaining
Recognition,
yeah, and it's getting more known. But this kind of technique has been with us for many years.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Julia.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here with me and being present. It's really an honor to have you here.